Oh, this is kind of cool. Ooh, I like that candle right there. And I like that thing up there.
Baby, why did you change all the bulbs in my house?
Oh, like I put in some colored bulbs because it looks good for the show, the background. It looks really, like, nice.
What, are you high or something?
Am I high? Did you ask me if I was high? Of course I'm high. Babe, don't you watch my podcast?
Maybe.
Oh boy. Welcome back to the White Jesus Show. Today's show is sponsored by music. Do you want to dance? Do you want to tap your foot in a rhythm? Try music. Music is a sound that makes your ears happy. It uses a technology called instruments to make many different sounds. Music is available in many different varieties. If you're a teenager, there's music for you. If you're a stay-at-home mom, there's music for you too. I'll go out on a limb and say that there's music just about for anyone. I enjoy music every day because, as you know, here at the White Jesus Show, we do not sponsor something that we do not use ourselves. And I love music. So, throw out the notion of boring sounds and try music. You could also see this week that I'm sporting a bwjp Radio White Jesus Show hat. And if you would like your own BWJP Radio hat, all you have to do is you're going to have to go to Amazon.com and you have to search customizable hats. And really, you can put whatever you want on it. But if you want, you can put BWJP Radio. And then the hat company will make the hat and then send it to you. I don't have merch. We'll get to that level. Let me do away with this hat. Hey guys, welcome back to the White Jesus Show. We are back. It's been a little while, and look, I got a new Tinder match. This always happens. Just delete it from my phone. I took a bit of a sabbatical from the show, if I'm using the word sabbatical correctly, which I really hope I am. That sounds like a really cool word to pull off in a sentence. You know, try to keep in touch with the folks at home, my 5s and 7s of fans. You know, I put out a couple of videos over the last couple weeks. I did stand-up comedy for the very first time ever, and that was actually really cool. it's always, I guess, been a dream to do stand-up comedy. but a lack of solid self-esteem usually got in the way. And it turns out I'm not a very good stand-up comic. No, actually, I was pretty happy with the set that I did. It was just like an open mic in a little bar. There was like 15 people there. The video of it is available on the channel, which is now called bwjp Radio. The coolest thing was when I got a drunk guy who yelled out at me, and I shut him down. Like, I don't care how good the jokes were or were not. The jokes were actually pretty funny. But shutting down a heckler on your very first time talking in front of an audience, that feels good, man. That's a big comedy cum shot. Big comedy orgasm that I had. That guy, however, was the biggest fan of my comedy. I just included him in the set because whatever. I don't know, it was kind of silly. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. As far as I'm concerned, this pandemic is over. The whole coronavirus thing, it's over, because once again, I can sit around at a Starbucks writing on my laptop like a douchebag. And that was the mark that I would set for a successful end of the virus. The fact that I could go back to being a Starbucks guy. And now with the show, I'm actually writing comedy in Starbucks, so I really am one of those douchebags now. And it's good to be a part of something, It feels good to be a part of a group, even if it's a group of douchebags. The other day when I was hanging around the Starbucks like a douchebag, there was a dude who walked by me, and just by instinct, I nodded at the guy. How a fella will walk by you, and just to be, a decent fella yourself, you give him that nod, man. Back in the day, they used to do hats, they'd tip the hat and shit. Didn't have my hat on, but I nodded at the guy. The guy nodded back at me. Then I realized that he was wearing a QAnon shirt. I don't know if you know about QAnon, but I think they're a very interesting group of folks out there now, with some interesting ideas. So after the QAnon t-shirt guy nodded back at me, I was afraid that we had communicated some kind of secret society, something. Some kind of crazy cult handshake. I felt dirty. I changed the show up a little bit. One of the videos that I put out, taking time off of the show, was basically like symbolizing kind of like a change that the show's going through. The show started as the Black and White Jesus podcast. The show now is called The White Jesus Show with Doug. And I'm Doug. I'm kind of coming out of the Doug closet. But it's still your boy, White Jesus. I think we teased the name reveal maybe a few shows ago, or a couple shows ago. So I set it up as the White Jesus Show with Doug. And really, it's an individual project. I love to have a co-host. And right now, right now, Black Moses is got a firm grasp on permanent co-host position for the show. Sometimes we'll have other co-hosts, like I might do a show with my brother. That was really fun doing a show with my brother. I might do a show, who knows, maybe Black Jesus will call me. Brother's been ignoring a dude. Maybe we'll do another show with Black and White Jesus. Maybe we'll go into trying some new things. So lately, during my sabbatical, you know what? One of the videos that I put out there called "The End is the Beginning, is the End is the Beginning," or something like that. That was basically a visual representation of a little bit of a mental crash that I was having. It happens to everybody, and you go through it and you learn and you keep faith. And if you do all those things, good things can happen. And through the bad things and stressful things that have happened in my life in the last few weeks, some really amazing things have happened that are like miracles. This is going to be my Miami-Dade studios. White Jesus is seeing a new lady, and we'll call her Mary Magdalene. Maybe, probably shouldn't, but Mary. There's something about Mary. So sometimes I'll be doing the show from my girl's house. My girl. It's cool, man. And what I was thinking is that when people go on talk shows and they're talking about something, they'll bring a clip with them. And that's like standard talk show format stuff, everybody does that. So I actually brought a couple clips of my new relationship if you guys want to hear it. You guys want to hear some clips of my... me and this lady have a lot of fun. She's hilarious. So you're going to hear weird, offensive things that me and her both understand. And it's really funny. Anyway, here's a first clip from my relationship.
Yeah. Well, you're being real racist, man. No, seriously, I didn't know you were a dirty racist. You're talking about how she doesn't speak Spanish, and why are you working in Doral?
Yeah.
Dude, you're Jewish. How could you be a racist Venezuelan Jew?
Yeah, so she's a Venezuelan. Pretty lady, speaks multiple languages. English isn't her first language. So I kind of snuck under. I went south of that border, that Broward, Miami-Dade border. I crossed that line, Here's another clip.
There's a line, and I passed it.
Okay.
To hang out with you.
How dare you live here and
Dude, the other day I was on 75, and then it says now entering Broward County, and I went,
You're such an idiot.
That makes me happy, man. She likes calling me an idiot. That's her pet name for me, idiot. But with, like anything, with some good things come some bad things. This lady does not have one fan in her house, and I find it troubling.
Note to self, bring a fan.
No, I don't like fans.
You don't like fans? I don't like to bring the R word up too early in the relationship, but what are you, retarded?
No. Are you?
I already told you I was retarded.
This is, I'm having a lot of fun dating this girl, man. Anyway, new studio, new things happening. Yo, I can't pause this, man. Hey, I just want to big it up. The Brockcast. Brock Caro. Caro or Caro. The Brockcast. Brock is a dude who I met through some dudes. And he's an awesome guy. My first time talking on a podcast was on his podcast. It was called The Fucking Podcast. TFP. And that was quite a while back. I did it with my brother. It was pretty cool. Brock's a dope fella. And no lie, since the last time I saw Brock, he's lost like 500 pounds. Maybe 700 pounds. Brock lost all of his weight. Dude, from the White Jesus Show, congratulations. You know, I'm thinking about it, and I don't mess with Facebook too much, but, you know, you see people's lives happen on Facebook if you scroll through it every once in a while. Brock is a transformed person. He's a hugely talented person, and you should listen to his show, The Brockcast. So anyway, I want to throw that out there. And I wanted to tell all 4 people listening to this show about The Brockcast. I think it's available on Spotify and stuff. And you should like it and rate it a whole bunch, I think. Hey, you should do that to my show too. My show's sinking. Still so underground, we are virtually unknown. And that's cool for a little while, man. That's very cool in punk rock for a little while. But I tell you what, it'd be cool to have some fans. So the show is back, and we are going to focus on giving you some hilarious content, some thoughtful content, some thoughtful discussions, all the love that we have here at the show between me and Black Moses. We want to give all that to you. We want to reach out and caress your soul through your ear holes. I don't know if that's too creepy or not. It might be. And you know, I've been putting a lot of thought and work into editing. This is something, like, I just got the first video podcast that we did. I didn't record it on video. I just used my audio recorder, and then I used my camera to film me from the computer. And then I actually had to put the 2 files, like the 2 medias together to match up and everything. And I just got this video software, and you can edit on these things, and I'm good at learning things, and I'm really happy with my, I don't know, man. I'm happy to have something that I feel like I'm good at, that I like doing. It's good to find something that you're good at. It makes you feel good about yourself, and sometimes maybe we need to feel better about ourselves. And we all know that I've been hard on myself. I could be my own worst enemy. It just makes me feel good and worthy of something. And I like doing it, and I like to keep doing it. It was really important to me that the show didn't look like fucking bullshit from YouTube. I realize that I'm on YouTube and it's a video podcast, but like the whole thing, the video thing about just like the quick editing and everything. Now I want to keep it raw and everything, but also if I'm going to do the show alone, sometimes I pause for 7 minutes and then remember that I'm doing a show. So there will be a little editing, a little snip, but White Jesus likes and wants to keep it raw. White Jesus wants to keep it raw. So here we go. Are you ready? Like I said, we're going to have Black Moses in a little bit later. We're going to be talking about some stuff. We'll have a topic of discussion. We're going to have a new segment called The Word, which precedes the topic of discussion, kind of an introduction to the topic of discussion. It's just me talking about what we're going to talk about for a few minutes and lay a groundwork for a conversation. Man, I think I could do the show alone because, like, I can ramble. I could ramble. I can't wait for Black Moses. We're going to do the real news, of course. And let's get this thing started with the Disciple Hotline. Alright guys, we're going to keep it going here with the Disciple Hotline. You can call the Disciple Hotline at 954-580-FUNK. That's 954-580-FUNK. If you dial one number wrong in that phone number, it takes you to a very dirty phone sex for homosexuals. So that's FUNK. 954-580-FUNK. And what happens is you call that number and you hear me say hello. You can leave a voicemail and we'll play it on the next show. And that's cool. It brings you onto the show. It gives you a platform. Bam, right away. You got a platform, man. Always on the White Jesus Show. The folks at home always have a platform on the White Jesus Show. Here's friend of the show, Billy, calling in with the Disciple Hotline.
Yo, White Jesus, what's up, man? It's Billy, dude. Hey, man, you haven't been on the dang old radio for a little while, man. Like, I saw some kind of videos, weird. Like, I was wondering what happened to the show, man. What's up with that weird-ass video? Woohoo! Anyway, White Jesus, man, hey, the election's coming up, man. I was wondering if you guys probably talk about that. Man. I mean, there's so much, like, what else fucking gonna talk about, man? It's like, fucking, an election in a few days. What are you gonna talk about? The oil industry? You're gonna talk about fucking economics? You're gonna talk about television? Yo. Anyway, man, Biden 2020, Harris, whoop. Dude, I swear, man, I went to the voting poll, right? I parked my truck right along the side there and got out of my truck, man, had my American flag hat on because I'm a proud fucking patriot. And then fucking I get in line to vote, man, and fucking people are telling me not to vote for Trump like I was going to vote for Trump, man. I want to make America great again with Joe Biden, man. Why are these people thinking I was going to vote for Donald Trump, dude? Anyway, man, I guess we'll see what happens, right? You kick ass if Kanye became president. What? Change the national anthem to all boom, 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 boom. Oh, wherever, man. I don't really listen to Kanye too much, man. I like me a little George Strait. Anyway, man, I've been missing the show. I hope you guys have me on the show again. I'll check you later. Obama out, White Jesus. Hey, I learned a new thing, man. Whenever I leave a room now, I go Obama out. So Obama out.
Wow, I mean, I don't care if the hotline gets called just once every week, as long as Billy keeps calling. That guy's hilarious. Well, Billy saw some of my weird videos. You know, I wanted to put something out while I was taking a couple of weeks off the show, you know? 2-3 weeks, I don't know. Time, I'll have to check a calendar. Hey, when's the last time somebody saw an actual calendar? You know, Billy, I wanted to keep engaged with, well, you personally, really, and any other folks listening at home while I was taking time off the show. Yeah, Billy, you can come off as a Trump supporter, dude. Not to generalize, but to completely generalize, you drive a truck, you have a huge southern accent, you're clearly on methamphetamines, and wearing a whole bunch of flags. Dude, you kind of look like a Trump guy. Like when you called in and said you wanted to make America great again with Joe Biden, it blew me and Black Moses away. That was some crazy shit, man. Thank you for your call. And whoop, we go forth. We got one more voicemail.
Hey, White Jesus and Black Moses. It's actually me, White Jesus, Doug. And I was calling the hotline because fucking nobody else is calling it, dude. I guess we're gonna have to take my own call. Anyway, huge fan of the show. I almost hanker back for the days of Rosa calling me. But Rosa hasn't even been calling me. So, White Jesus and Black Moses, what do you think about the fact that nobody's calling your damn hotline, huh? Does it make you sad?
Thank you for your call, Doug. You know what? It doesn't make me sad that nobody's calling the hotline. There's something a little cool about being unknown and being so underground. We'll just say it's punk rock, man. We'll just say it's punk rock. We like having no listeners. But like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Or something. I think you have to like and subscribe. So, I guess this happened. I called my own hotline and answered my own call. And if that's what we got to do, man, I guess I'll call the hotline every week. Good times, excellent times. Oh yeah, Rosa hasn't called in a while. Well, now I'm off the market, but I'll always wonder about Rosa. Maybe she'll call back one day and we could say hi. So thanks for calling, Doug. Yeah, dude. Hey, man, you're doing a good job, man. And really, you know that you're just doing this for yourself, your own amusement. And you like what you're doing, man. So don't worry about not getting calls, man. You can call your own hotline, man. There's nothing sad about that. That's a little sad. That's the Disciple Hotline. That's the whole Disciple Hotline for this week. That's the whole Disciple Hotline for this week. 954-580-FUNK. I love you guys. Hey, you guys call and let's have some fun, man. Come be on the show with me. Talk with me. We'll do it every week, guys. We'll touch base every week. We got some friends of the show. We got a couple of friends of the show. So thank you for your calls, Billy and Doug. And that was the Disciple Hotline. Alright guys, I can't promise anything, but this has worked before. Maybe it'll work tonight.
Hi, you reached Jamie. I didn't pick up the phone because either I'm busy or I didn't recognize your number. Please leave your name and your number so I can get back to you. If you're calling about magic lessons or about a job,
magic lessons.
Have a great day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey bro, it's your bro. I'm actually filming the show now. Was gonna call and see if maybe you wanted to do the real news with me, and dude, I didn't know you were a magician. God damn.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message, press 2 to erase and re-record, press 3 to continue recording where you left off, press 4. At the tone, please continue recording. At the end of your message, press 1.
Bro, like, if you were to come out to me as gay, it would be just like less traumatic than finding out you're a fucking magician. A magician, man, with cards? Really? Hilarious. Anyway, bro, I'll talk to you later, man. Say hello to the folks at home. You're on the show, punk. I love you, man. Peace. Well, guys, my brother's a magician. Seems unseemly and disturbing. This is The Word with White Jesus. Here we are. Here we are indeed. Election day is right around the corner. And I don't know if I should hold the cigarette or not. I don't want to promote cigarettes, but it's a Norm Macdonald thing. We should know who the president should be in, like 2021? I hope so. What's the worst that can happen? I get sued by Big Tobacco? No. I'll get hired by Big Tobacco. Dude, maybe Big Tobacco could be a sponsor of the show. Today's podcast is brought to you by cigarettes. Die with cigarettes. This episode is brought to you by Newport. Newport, Black Guy Cigarettes. Today's podcast is sponsored by A Painful Death. Cigarettes, really stinky vapes. I voted early in person at my voting precinct. There were people there campaigning. There were Biden people, Trump people. There was an odd tension in the air. The tension I felt was a lot of anxiety. Like the anxiety, if Donald Trump wins, it'll be the end of the world. That's not true. The night before I voted, I saw a Biden campaign ad. It opened up with 2 baby polar bears playing. They were cute as hell. Then in huge letters, it said, "Don't let Trump kill them." And I immediately started laughing, hysterically. They really think I'll fall for this? This is getting bananas. Like the media's constant bias. Like, do not believe anything you hear on the news in the next year. Maybe even never believe them again. Because, like, there's no real news except here on the show. Real News of White Jesus. But I mostly do news stories about gay pandas. And I'm all for gay pandas. Pro-gay panda. If you're a panda out there, you could be whatever kind of panda you want to be. Trans pan. Every media outlet is biased. And I'm able to stomach Fox News better than the rest. And that wasn't the case in 2016. I voted for Hillary Clinton. CNN was my jam. And I still like me some Don Lemon, like followed by Tucker Carlson. Because maybe that's the best way to do it. To listen to the bullshit from both sides and then research it yourself and come to some kind of conclusion of what might be true. You know, people who are glued to CNN for their news, in most cases, will never watch a program on Fox News. Other countries have real news. If you want real news, if you want to find out what's going on in America, you got to watch the BBC. And that's in England. It's across the pond. Because there's no middle here in the U.S., it's just left and right. The sad thing is that the media has divided us. Like, the media has divided us more than Trump ever could. People live in social media echo chambers where their own beliefs are just echoed amongst their friends with the same opinions. And you have to open your eyes, you have to look at the other side and see what they're saying. At the voting site, I spoke kindly with the Biden people and I spoke kindly with the Trump people. I made sure to tell both groups that whatever the outcome, we're all going to be okay. When I was talking to the Trump people, the Biden people looked at me like I was doing something wrong. Like I was talking to the enemy. After a couple of minutes of talking with the Biden people, the woman who I was talking to asked me if I was a Democrat, and I politely told her that I'm keeping my vote to myself. But why did she ask me that? It struck me as odd. I mean, we had already started up a conversation. We were just fellow human beings talking. She was into my podcast format of talking about important issues. Would her opinion of me have changed if I told her I was a Republican? This shit is getting stupid. It was just weird. To be perfectly clear, all the people there were very nice. There were very good people on both sides. I spoke to the Biden people a little longer than the Trump folks. The Trump people kept to themselves pretty much and waved at voters. Nobody was yelling at each other or arguing politics. Thank you, white God. We were all just folks. It was a good voting experience. And you may listen to me and assume who I voted for. But you know what they say about assumptions. It makes an ass out of your mom. I voted the way I wanted to, and that's all that matters. Now, let me talk about black folks. With the complete protection of immediately following up with a conversation with Black Moses. And we will talk about it immediately. I won't even talk. Black privilege to you, sir. Respond. I've seen nervous black people who don't want Joe Biden to be president, but are afraid to make their opinions known. And that's fucked up. Like, no political party owns black people, or should expect them to vote Democrat because of the color of their skin. Like, this is why we had Martin Luther King, John Lewis, and countless many other people who fighted for equality. On the Breakfast Club radio show with Charlemagne, who I may be beefing with, I'll have to ask Black Moses. Charlemagne said to Joe Biden, and these are all direct quotes, I have them written down. Charlemagne said to Joe Biden in an interview on that show, "It's a long way to November, we got more questions." And Joe Biden interrupted him and said, "You got more questions, but I tell you what, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black." Exact quotes. He said this to a black man. And then Charlemagne started to respond, only to get interrupted again by Biden. "Take a look at my record, man." That upsets me. I mean, come on, man. It's the most racist thing I've heard from a presidential candidate. And you're high, dude. You're fucking high. Black people are free-minded. Nobody should be shamed into voting a certain way. And Joe Biden can't make it up with a black VP. Joe Biden lost me right there. Joe Biden, you lost me there. I like iced tea. You lost me, Joe Biden. And I won't tell you who I voted for. They probably know who I voted for. I will tell you that I didn't vote for someone who generalizes black people right to their fucking face. Not nice. Freaking politics, man. Not nice. You know, a wise victim of racial violence once said, "Can't we all just get along?" And that's the key. We need to get along. What we have right now is a broken system. A bird sitting on the ground wondering why it can't fly. Well, if the right wing and the left wing don't work together, you can't fly. My dudes, we are heading toward a civil war. What's so civil about war anyway? We need to open our eyes and see each other as fellow humans, and that's the only way to fix things. Cut. We should cut. We should cut. And that's the word. Alright kids, this is the position that we're in now. We expected to have Black Moses on the show tonight. Unfortunately, Black Moses, I know he'd only missed the show for a good reason, but he told me he needed to part a sea, and I don't know about the validity of that. But that's cool. We've done the show just with us so far, and we can keep on going. I kind of set up the word to where we would hear a response from the black community, and I will guarantee you that response. Okay guys, the topic of discussion this week is the political climate. Climate change. Political style. God bless Cuba for their coffee. I know nothing of the country. I'm sure they're great folks. So God bless them. Actually, God bless everybody. Now, as you heard me say in the word, I had some opinions about Democrats and black voters. I was hoping to have a discussion with a black man about that. But you know what? There's hundreds of other white dudes talking about racial stuff without a black guy, so how am I any different? At least I'm trying. Let's draw the focus off of race, which is a good idea in general. Identity politics, I don't like it. The reason I don't like identity politics is that it puts a label on everybody, and then you're that. It separates us as humans and categorizes us into more subcategories every day. Don't like identity politics. So we can surely talk about the election season without talking about race. Let's talk about the media. Good old media. You know what media is? It's audio or visual representation that puts information and ideas into your head. This is a form of media. You listening to me is a form of media. But let's turn our focus to the news media. I can't think of one news organization in the U.S. That doesn't have a political bias. Call the hotline and let me know if I'm wrong. Most of that bias is against Trump, and we'll call that the mainstream media, and that's almost all of the media against Trump. Social media, of course, and we'll get into that in a second. Now let's talk about Fox News. I enjoy watching Fox News. I enjoy watching news in general. I mean, you know, I like other things better. But as far as news, I do like watching Fox News because you get something different there. On Fox News, you get something different than what you get on CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, DEF, LGB, TBQ. There's lots of networks. And they're the underdog because they're one against the many, and maybe I'm kind of an underdog person. I like the underdog. It all started with the Underdog cartoon when I was a little boy. Ever since then, I've really been for the underdog. He fought crime, I believe. Little doggy wore a cape. But Fox News contains its bullshit as well. You get a whole bunch of Trump ass kissers. Hannity is just man, if you were to look up Trump ass kisser in the dictionary, God knows why it would be there in the dictionary. But if you look up Trump ass kisser in the dictionary, a big old picture of Sean Hannity shows up. And that can get a little ridiculous. What Democrats call Fox News is state-run television. Okay, that means like that the state is forcing a certain kind of news or opinion on you. More like government news for control. But wouldn't state-run media be more like CNN and MSNBC and every other single channel that repeats and echoes the exact same things? Everybody gets caught in a lie, but I catch CNN with a whole bunch of fucking lies. So in fairness, all news media is retarded now, except for Tucker Carlson. He's the best. Let me tell you why I love Tucker Carlson. First of all, I've been practicing my Tucker Carlson face. Alright, when he's interviewing somebody and the other person's talking, this is Tucker Carlson face. Still have a lot of work to do on that. Tucker Carlson is a very smart guy. I don't think he's a Trump ass kisser. He's not even a Republican. He defines himself as a libertarian, I believe. I better fact check that or I'll get in trouble. And then you see some stuff that he points out. I like when he reports on the fake news media because it's a real thing. Now, what the fake news media means to me is that, okay, I made it all the way, like in education, I made it all the way to community college. And while in community college for 4 months before I dropped out, I studied media. And I learned about sensationalism. And what the fake news is to me is using sensationalism and psychology and all this stuff to affect their viewers and to grow like a following and to spread that message. For instance, you take an idea like Donald Trump refuses to denounce white supremacy. And what this is a complete lie that's just been reported for a while. Latest at the debates where you had two guys talking to you had the debate moderator talking to two elderly men, and they're all talking at the same time, and there was confusion. You saw it on my other show. Trump has denounced white supremacy countless times, and that's fake news. I played actual clips of him denouncing white supremacy, including the Proud Boys. And if you'll watch CNN or go through your Facebook or Instagram or your MySpace.com accounts and see the posts there, you'll see that Trump does not denounce white supremacy. In fact, you see that Trump is a white supremacist. Okay, and this fake news becomes a meme. And a meme isn't just a picture with a cute sentence at the bottom. A meme is an idea distributed from one to another via digital means. Fake news travels like a meme on the internet. Because now, it's weird. Like, in 2016, it seemed like most Americans were getting their news from Facebook. And in 2020, I think most people are getting their news from memes and other people's posts and TikTok. You guys ever see that movie Idiocracy? We're definitely Idiocracy, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, I apologize for confusing you. I'll recommend it again. Netflix, The Social Dilemma. This explains everything. And what this selection is doing and what the media is willfully doing with like fucking pride is creating the biggest divide we've seen in a while. And man, we are getting ripe for a civil war, man. Social media will end up causing a civil war. Misinformation, deep fakes, AI. Guys, it's just 2020. We're just starting to learn about this technology stuff. This is going to get sick. And I hope to be a really old man with a sex robot checking out all the future stuff, man. There better be a fucking hoverboard at some point, man. What you did Back to the Future was get a small kid all hyped up on flying on a skateboard in the year 2015, a hoverboard. Dude, I was so excited. A hoverboard 2015. Awesome, I'm going to be able to see that and everything. It's 2020, man. What do we got? The closest thing we got actually is kind of really cool looking. It's like a auto balancing board on one wheel. So things are going to get we haven't even seen the beginning of this technology thing. So the point about state-run media, I think that would be less Fox News and more every other media, because they all have a clear bias. A lot of them refuse to be civil to the president. I understand the president's ridiculous, but we've done this. I was going to say this is nothing new, but Trump is definitely something new. Like, we've done this for a long time. We've hated the other guy's presidents and we've made fun of them. I've never seen an attack on a president like this president, which is odd because we had a black president before, and then we get a little bit more progressive and elect an orange man to the office, and we're not being tolerant of him. I mean, for real, it's bananas world, Donald Trump being president. But it's where we are. He might be the last human president before we have a robot president. So what you get with state-run media, which I'll now call CNN and everything else besides Fox, AON, and the Home Gardening Channel, state-run media is basically, it's not hypnosis. I'm not claiming that they're doing hypnosis on you, but it's definitely a form of mind control when you constantly feed somebody buzzwords and sensationalism, and all of a sudden you create a cult of haters, a cult of personality. People choose where they stand, and then they walk up to that chamber. They enter the chamber, and there's everybody else there with them who thinks like them and believes what they say, and like they talk the same way you do and everything else. And then you're in an echo chamber and you feel comfortable because everybody agrees with you, and you all hate the same people and like the same people and all that. I'm reminded of a En Vogue song, "Free your mind and the rest will follow." You have to look at the other side and see what's going on there. People, we got to be more open-minded with everything. We're so closed-minded now, it's ridiculous. We've quarantined our minds. We've closed our minds for business. We're going to believe what we want to believe and fuck everything else. I feel like I'm getting to Adam Carolla rant level. I'm not going to attempt the Adam Carolla impression again. I made an ass out of myself last time, and I ain't going to do that. You know, believe it or not, some of the best and most true news you'll get is on YouTube. Just by individual folks on the ground talking to people. I mean, of course, they got biased people on YouTube, but then you got somebody with nuance. For example, I'll plug his YouTube channel. You got Nuance Bro. And Nuance Bro goes to every political thing. Trump stuff, Biden stuff. This guy is very smart. And he is completely open to nuance. Because there's nuances to things. Nuance is a funny word. It's fun to say, nuance. Nuance. Nuance Bro on YouTube. This guy's really cool because he goes in with no agenda. He goes to both sides and he asks questions. And he tries to arrive at a truth by taking in all the information. And you know what? When the information changes, he changes his mind. That's what free-minded people do. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind. Don't be so shallow. I swear to God, I didn't look that up. I just remembered that from the 90s somewhere. Let's talk about the social impact of these political times and this election. There's never been more riots and destructions and fires in as many American cities ever since war times, which is bananas. And it's sad. The reasons why these are happening is sad, of course. And I guess we'd be talking about the race thing and BLM, but BLM is run by white kids now. They're even more pissed off about racism than black people, white liberals. I don't mean to be racist, but I'm white. I guess I can be racist toward white liberals. I'm talking extreme right liberals. Listen, I'm liberal. But liberalism has taken a turn to where it doesn't mean what it meant in the past. So people who have been liberals all their lives and committed to liberal ideas, seeing what it's becoming, some of them, unfortunately, I think are just going along with it because they believe in the future taking care of itself. So they're believing these kids who are being brainwashed by social media, TikTok videos. And a shitty social aspect of this is that people are being looked at as bad by the other political parties, as bad people. Forget policy, just bad people, shit people. For example, people thinking Trump voters are bad people, even racists. You're flat out racist if you vote for Trump. Hold the fort, libs. Dude, I'm a liberal, but I'll use the word libtard when it comes to you folks. Yo, liberalism is about freedom and equality for all. Freedom of thought. We are so divided now, and I have a feeling I might take some shit for this, but we need another 9/11. I think I just heard us get canceled. What I mean by that, what I mean by we need another 9/11 is that we need some kind of moment that shocks us into the present. Do you remember what it was like after 9/11? After 9/11, everybody got shocked into the present moment. Everybody was nice to each other, you know? Like, after 9/11, you could see, like, a group of Klansmen taking brownies to the black family down the street. Not really, but maybe. We can hope everybody was together. And we're so divided right now. I think if we get any more divided, we will fall. And I think I just reworded a famous presidential quote or something. United we stand, divided we fall. Man, I really hope we don't have to go through a civil war. Like, I don't think I'm in good enough shape for a civil war. You know, I think I would need more time to get ready, like cardiovascularly and a little bit more toning and everything. I'm not ready for a civil war. Families and marriages are being torn apart by politics. If you have a liberal household and you got somebody who's not voting for Joe Biden, you may have a problem on your hands. Families and marriages are being torn apart by politics. Think about just like a straight up Democratic family for years, and all of a sudden somebody is not going to vote Democrat, man. You have a broken family there. You got a husband voting for Trump, man. You might have to hit him with a pan or something. And there's going to be problems. Bill Maher had a really good piece on his last show, the Real Time with Bill Maher. Because it's live, it's in real time. I just put that together. Yeah, he does a live show, and it's real time. Yeah, I don't know what I thought it meant before, but obviously it just means it's a show in real time. Wow, the things that'll unveil themselves to you, the ideas that will come to you when you're high. So guys, that was the topic of discussion, where I basically just discussed something with myself. We'll call it thinking out loud next time. I didn't plan on doing it myself, but we got through it. Oh, and dude, I didn't talk about black people at all, which was a subject I wanted to talk about with Black Moses. I am so proud of myself for not talking about black people, because I didn't have another black guy on the show. You done all right, kid. You done all right. Keeping it fair and balanced. Ain't nothing fair if you just got one white fucker with a microphone talking about black people. And not black people, but just like black issues that I'd rather talk with a black guy about. Oh, sorry, colored person. Oh, I'm sorry, person of color. Did I get it right? Anyway, shout out to Black Moses, man. He's going to be with us next time, unless he needs to perform, unless he has any more commandments to deliver or sees the part. I think I'm right in doing that. You can call the hotline at 954-580-FUNK if I'm wrong. But we got through. We got through, and I got through because I had Black Moses with me right here the whole time. There was a story there somewhere. So guys, this week is the week we're gonna go ahead and elect this fucker, whoever he is, and probably both of them are fuckers. But let's keep things civil. Not civil like in war. No matter what the outcome, let's just all fucking move forward. You know, I remember in 2016, I was a total CNN head, trashed Trump all the time, just blindly. I didn't have any real opinions. It was just kind of the thing to do. And voted for Hillary. And after Trump won, this is when I posted on Facebook. I can't believe I used to do that. I said, okay, let's give this guy a chance. You know, that's what we got to do. America, you a grown-ass country. Don't pitch a damn fit when you don't get your way. And about half of the country is not going to get their way. And that was the topic of discussion on this episode, known as White Jesus Talking to Himself. Obama out. Hey, you guys. You remember that time that White Jesus did the real news by himself? Let's do it again. Candy good. Welcome to the real news. I'm White Jesus, and here's a string of jokes. Our top story: Florida firefighters make history as department's first all-female crew. Yeah, give it up for them. And thanks for joining me tonight, folks. I really appreciate you. Having fun tonight? Thanks for making it out. So, if you live in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, make sure not to start any fires because a bunch of girls are going to come and try to put it out. I don't know, I took a risk with that one. Let's try to get the crowd back. Our next story: does focus on statues and mascots distract from true racial justice? Experts and scholars everywhere say, of course. What are you, retarded? Cool. You guys like the word retarded. That's cool. Alright, cool. You guys like retarded. You don't need to clap at retarded. Our next story: the Oscars announce new representation and inclusion requirements for Best Picture eligibility. To meet the new requirements, in order for a film to win Best Picture, it must star a deaf, disabled, transsexual midget of color. Midget of color. That's my favorite joke of it. A tourist returned stolen artifacts to Pompeii after suffering curse for 15 years. The tourist was assured by doctors that he was not cursed, he just has erectile dysfunction. But the tourist remains adamant. This is a voodoo curse. Well, you guys got a problem with his erection, it seems. Our next story: a 19-year-old dies after brain damage from breast implant surgery, Colorado family says. The family stated, looking back, we should have found a surgeon who knows where the breasts are located. It's hard to laugh at that one. There was a tragedy. Hey guys, the Pope. Who likes the Pope? Who likes the Pope? Cool Pope. 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 Anyway, guys, the Pope endorses same-sex civil unions. Yeah. Cool Pope. The Pope did make it clear that he was just talking about dudes. Boys, and dudes. Protesters topple statue of Abraham Lincoln in Portland. Now, there's a lot of things going on like this in the world, folks. A lot of destruction, you know. But if you ask me, that's what Lincoln gets for freeing the slaves. No, guys, you don't understand. Like, the thing is like a little bit of a commentary on how these people are tearing down statues of the guy who freed the slaves. It's a hard one to take. It's a hard joke to stomach. Our next story: man who spent 23 years in prison for stealing hedge clippers granted parole. Dude, where did this happen? That's crazy. Like, really, hedge clippers? Like, hedge clippers, man, ridiculous. Upon his release, he almost immediately stole a weed whacker and is now back in prison for at least 10 years. I don't know why you guys are laughing. There's nothing funny about this. You shouldn't be applauding. Our next story, Charlie Brown holiday specials not on TV this year. I know, it's kind of like a holiday tradition, you know, like ham and trees and Satanism on Halloween. There's traditions, you know. Charlie Brown, there's no holiday specials. When networks were approached and asked why, they said that Charlie Brown wasn't brown enough for 2020. Okay. I get it. You know? Our next story, 2 students facing possible charges over teacher's beheading. Dude, that's horrible. Wait a second. Possibly facing charges? It just says possibly. Going on, the only reason that the charges are just a possibility is because she was just a substitute teacher. That joke had mental illness. Disneyland and other theme parks face strict reopening guidelines. The most strict guideline took place at both Disney theme parks, as Donald Duck, for the first time in 86 years, has been forced to wear pants. It's about time they got pants on that fucking pervert. Ridiculous. Rapper Lil Wayne meets Donald Trump and praises his platinum plan. Lil Wayne is just the latest member of Donald Trump's entourage of rappers, joining Kanye West, 50 Cent, Waka Flocka, Lil Pump, Asian Da Brat, Ice Cube, and more. It seems pretty odd that all these rappers from the hood are aligning themselves with a white supremacist. You know, does that make sense? I don't know why you guys are applauding enthusiastically. They keep saying Donald Trump's racist. He's got an entourage of rappers now. It's hilarious. I'd like to thank the studio audience for coming in. I really appreciate it. It's hard doing the show alone sometimes. I enjoy you guys. I appreciate it a whole lot. And finally, a Mars-sized planet is aimlessly zooming through the Milky Way galaxy. Shocking. Now, as fans of the show know, NASA has a dirty history of giving celestial bodies problematic and insensitive nicknames. But don't worry about this one, guys. NASA has named the Mars-sized planet Planet Retardo, and says that Planet Retardo poses no threat to Earth's solar system. Planet Retardo? NASA can't get it right. Hey guys, that was the real news with White Jesus. Thank you very much. I appreciate a fake crowd. You guys are beautiful. Sorry guys, I feel a little bit weird. It's like Halloween and a full moon on the same night, and I ran out of Kit Kats before Whoppers. I don't know, I just feel weird lately. Sometimes I feel like there's something inside of me that wants to get out, that can't get out. Sometimes I just want to let it in. Sometimes I want it to go away. It feels like the end of the world sometimes. I don't know, just like always on a full moon. I don't turn into a wolf, but I feel odd. everybody has a happy Halloween.
You'll never get rid of me.
I hope everybody has a Kit Kat. Everybody deserves a Kit Kat. Darkness can't exist in the light. You have to turn the light on. Happy Halloween, bitches. Well, kids, it's about time to wrap this thing up. Man, I think I got a lengthy show here. I'd like to thank anybody who listened to the whole thing. At the same time, I'd like to apologize to those folks for having to listen to me for so long. I had planned to do the show with Black Moses. He wasn't able to at the last second. But I feel a little closer to you all personally now, just because I am addressing you directly and nobody else. It's just you and me. It's just us. You know, sometimes I'll do the show with Black Moses. Sometimes I'll do the show with my brother. Sometimes I'll do the show by myself. Sometimes I'll do the show with, I don't know, maybe I'll pick somebody at random. I tell you what, whoever calls the freaking hotline, maybe we'll get Billy on here. Would like some feedback on the hotline. If you have a little time to reach out, say anything you want. Tell me about the show. Tell me if you like the show. Tell me if you hate the show. Tell me if you think I'm funny. Tell me if you think I'm a huge asshole. Tell me if all these lights are distracting or not. Tell me if somebody you know has epilepsy and has bugged out during one of my shows. I'm really sorry. I should probably put an epilepsy warning. This is just how I feel comfortable doing it. I like to keep things beautiful and light here. And it's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back doing the show, the long show. And thank you very much for listening. It means a lot to me, you checking out my little talk show. So, kids, that's it. The YouTube channel is bwjp radio. You should know that because you're on the channel right now. You can find us on Spotify, podcast apps, all that stuff. Just search BWJP Radio or The White Jesus Show. We're on the gram. We're on the Instagram. If you're one of the Instagram folks, on Instagram, you can find us at bwjp.radio. And like and subscribe and all that stuff. But you know what? Also, if you don't like me, dislike and unsubscribe. I think that should go into it too. You can make your own decision. There should be a so-so button. There's like, dislike. There should be a it's alright. Until next week, kids, this is White Jesus saying, White Jesus loves you. Remember that always. And we'll see you next week.